Mac Beer and HH Pure, Virginia. November of 2022. Yeah, buddy. This stuff has grown on me. I know most people like it, but I remember when I first smoked it out of my poker pipe. My 7LE311KS. I thought it was like ear. May have just been the pipe, may have just been the reviewer. But nothing gets by the Beans Bing. Beans reached out to me. I know it's been a long time since I've been on here. He reached out to me the day I got my keys here, and he was like, I just want to check on you. Make sure you're all right. I don't know if you're posting on Rumble. I'm like, no, man, my sinuses had just been shit. And I think it's because for many years until my mother got it fixed, she had some work done on her ceiling. I can't even remember what it was initially. It was around the AC vent. And there was a hole bleeding in between the attic and my room. And I had to dust like all the time. It was all the crap, the insulation and the crap mixing in from the attic into my environment in my room. And I think it's what has been screwing up. I hope that's what's been screwing up my sinuses, but I've barely been smoking because of it. And then I had 2 bowls yesterday, Peterson Deluxe Navy rolls here in my apartment. I'm still sneezing, but my sinuses are acting much better. So I'm assuming as time, I hope, as time goes along, my sinuses will fix. So that's mainly why, well, there's 3 reasons why I haven't been posting. That was the main reason. The second reason is I'm so tired of making content in my car, and I knew I was getting an apartment anyway, so I didn't do that. And the third reason is I'm tired and I don't give a shit. I'm just tired. But this is easy. You know, I mean, I'm already here. I got the tripod here. I just put my phone in. Boom. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, for all you wondering about me, I've just been busy. I got my keys the 23rd early. I was initially going to get my keys the 27th, have the movers come the 28th. But my mother was like, hey, have you seen the forecast? And I pulled it up, and I'm like, I'm looking at it now. There's rain all through my move. And she's like, exactly. Maybe you can get your keys today, and I'd be happy to pay your prorated portion for those 4 days if it's not too expensive. So 4 hours later, I had my keys on a Saturday, the 23rd, and it's 2:30 p.m. and I hook up my internet and I just start going. Things didn't really slow down till yesterday. Now I'm at a place where I can function, I can cook, I can shower, I can do laundry, I can sleep, I can chill out in the living room, I can do all those things while I gradually put things into place. And I know what you're thinking, what could possibly be so complex and hard about a stupid 1-bedroom apartment? It's my studio. I would have already been moved in. My last apartment, when I moved back home, I got rid of my bookshelf, I got rid of my nightstands, I got rid of my dresser, I got rid of my area rug, I got rid of wall art. I got rid of a lot of crap. I'm not going to sit here and name it all, but I have to piece those things back together. Now, I did find my tastes have changed. I'm really into like the distressed vintage farmhouse 1950s, that old school look. That's kind of where I'm wanting to take things now. But I got to do it piece by piece because it's too expensive to buy like a bedroom suite, a living room suite. So I just do it in pieces. I think it's funner that way anyways. So yeah, it's great to be back in my own apartment, but I got to be honest with you. I haven't really had time to stop and enjoy it all that much. I've just been working. You know, my back hurts for no reason. It hurt Friday after work. Had a very easy work week and it hurt, and then straight into a move Saturday. It's just prolonged it. Just all the years of compound strenuous work and compression on my back. I mean, I've got 2 types of stenosis, and I've always been a little midget trying to lift the same shit the big guys were, and it was stupid. I only did that in my 20s, and when I started wising up in my 30s, I'm like, I ain't doing that shit no more. Too late. Too late, buddy. I guess my point is I can wake up in pain for no reason and spend a week in pain before it just goes away. It is absolutely lovely smoking a pipe inside, indoors. So this is what you asshats have been doing for years? Good for you, buddy. Must be nice. So I'll give you a little tour. Look, there's nothing fabulous about this apartment complex. What makes this apartment worthy is the location. It is inside, literally, well, not inside, but connected to a neighborhood off the beaten path, an upper middle class neighborhood. There's a walking park next door with a dual gazebo and trees in the center, and rabbits and birds and squirrels and shit run around. It's rather nice. If you're interested in that kind of thing, within an arm's reach, you've got amazing shopping, amazing food. It's all there. And I only like the west part of the city that I live in. I could care less about north, south, or east. I avoid those places like the plague. Probably more east and south than anything. I guess I could handle north a little bit, but I live in the most coveted area if you want to live in West Houston, quite frankly, if you ask me, because you can get anywhere. Just hop on to the Beltway, I-10's right there, boom, you get anywhere you want to get real quick. So that's what makes these apartments nice, and it shows. I go to the park over here and I take a walk. The demographic, the quality of people, they're introspective, considerate people. If there's ever any riffraff over here, it's from these apartments. The occasional bad apples that rotate through here. But years ago, this place was a secret. Everyone that lived here was predominantly older, retired, and 50 plus. That's changed a lot. It's no longer a secret. These aren't the kind of apartments you accidentally drive by because of its location. Only people driving by them, by and large, are people that live in this area, live in this neighborhood. And because they're so old and they don't have all the bells and whistles, they're finally updating a lot of them. Minor updates. Half of these apartments originally didn't have washer and dryer connections. The 1-bedroom I live in now has always had washer and dryer connections, but the 2-bedroom townhouse style apartments never had washer and dryer connections, and the smaller 1-bedrooms never had washer and dryer connections. Well, now they're beginning to retrofit those things in. But because of its limitations, they could only ask for so much, It kept me from getting priced out because it's old, it's outdated, there's only so much you can do. Unless they're prepared to spend, $1.5 million updating these things the way they want. And the economy is shit, and it really shows, because I've lived in 5 different apartments here, this being number 5, since 2010. They're all very shoddy. You never know what you're going to get. Usually you pay a price. If you want good views out the living room and the dining room, you're going to have bad views out of your window in your bedroom. If you want good views over here, you're going to have bad views here. I actually kind of get the best of both worlds here, kind of. But you can only pick from what's available. Years ago, there was typically a waiting list. Not all the time, but when they did come, they'd go quick. I actually got to choose they lowered the rent $100 a month. They couldn't fill tenants. They've been doing these blue carpet special things where it's like if you sign a lease this month, you get a whole month free next month. And that's what happened to me. They called me because I was already pre-approved, and they were like, we just lowered the rent $100 a month, and if you sign a lease this month and move in at the end of the month, you get all of June for free. And I was just waiting until early August to save every penny I could before signing on the dotted line, and that pretty much did it for me. So between my options to pick from, I know you guys probably aren't interested in all this, I'm sorry. I picked this one. It faces north and south. I've got neighboring apartments. I have lived in apartments not only here, but in other places that face east and west, and that westward sun just cooks your apartment. I will not live upstairs. I won't do that. AC bill's too high. I don't want to carry groceries up the friggin' stairs. I don't like living upstairs unless it's like a loft elevator kind of thing. I feel so disconnected from the property. I don't like it. I like to barbecue. I like being on the ground. And the difference in price, like upstairs apartments should be $100 cheaper. They do these like $10 cheaper a month thing. It's like, my God, you're going to lose quadruple that just in your utilities alone for living upstairs. And it's an inconvenience to go up there. That's not a big enough discount. Do you think I'm stupid? They do. They're not half wrong. I'm just down to the bits. I desperately need to order. The two things that kill me right now, I don't have an area rug. That's the easy fix. A living room area rug, which for one that I like that's affordable, what used to cost $350 now runs you, I don't know, $700. I mean, you can find them still for $350 or whatever. But I used to just be able to walk into any rug place and pick a nice thick rug to my liking, and it was like $350, 10 by 8. I'm really looking around right now, and I don't know what to do. I'm picky, but mainly the bookshelf. I got rid of my bookshelf, and I have a lot of tobacco now. I got more books. I need a bigger bookshelf, and I'm just gonna have to buy like a bully bookcase from IKEA or something, 2 of them. I don't know, something cheap. Something cheap. But other than those 2 things, that's what I'm down to is the area rug. I got a dresser. I have a single end table on order that should be here, I think, Friday or Saturday from Etsy. Nightstand. That's it. I'll give you a dumb tour. If I haven't already bored you to tears. Walls are fine. Windows are paper thin. It is like some original old thin crap. They ought to update them. I'll zoom out so it makes sense.
Let me give you a tool.
I don't do dining rooms because it's a waste of space. No one's going to be over here other than maybe my brother or sister-in-law and my mother. We're not going to sit here and eat Thanksgiving dinner, so boom. That's a work in progress, and it's going to be my study. It's always been my study. There's my, whatever, you see it. Need an area rug for the living room. Need a bookshelf here. The receiver that pushes this stereo system, these speakers, is fried, so that's something else I need. Tiny ass kitchen with the world's ugliest stove and fridge. Sometimes they're black, sometimes they're white. I have to watch when I close this because it'll get hung up here and it'll start de-thawing, but that's what you get with these old places. I've grown to admire them. I got a bathroom. I'm a fat ass. Don't judge me. Blow dryers for the beard. I'm not gay. And this is kind of silly, but you won't find windows in showers. I've never, I mean, I guess you'll find it, but it's pretty uncommon. And I like that because like on a cool winter day or autumn or spring day, you can open that window and open some of those and you can create this vortex. This is the problem. This is what takes a while. I just hung these 3. Now I gotta hang these 4 and I'm done. And this is my studio desk that I've had in storage for years because I thought I was gonna move out years ago. Much like this rustic coffee table I got from Etsy years ago, and I just put it together. It's been in my storage. I just wish I could match my bookshelf with that. And I need 2 bookshelves. Like something that kind of comes up, comes over, comes up, comes over. I'd buy one grand one. Number one, I probably couldn't afford it. Number 2, that's crazy to do that if you're not exactly sure where you're going to be living in the future because it may not fit into your new place. So that's unwise. That's it. And I got a closet. Imagine that. Here's my tools. I gave my toolbox to my brother. I gave away a lot of tools. This is still very much a work in progress. So I got to go through all these boxes in here. A lot of this is just studio crap. A lot of this is books. 5 of those boxes is pipe tobacco, but to be fair, a lot of it's in mason jars and it takes up a lot more room than it otherwise would if it was in the original 2-ounce tins or bulk. So these would be good views, in my opinion. Let me just open this door. Yes, I have a door in my room, so I've done this many different ways. On some past apartments, I would take this base trap and straddle this corner, keep both the deadbolts locked, and have a nightstand on either side. Because I will utilize this door, because I like these views, I've done this before too. Once my nightstand gets here, it'll go here, and then I can always come in and out of here. That's my doorstop, so I don't ruin this. But it's nice-ish views. There's an actual courtyard over here. Way down there. That's much bigger. And they're all different. Some of them have, well, there's not really any big courtyards, but there's more of this separation on that side at the back. So I thought that was pretty good views. Where I lose, depending on how you look at it, to me it's a gain. Because typically, in every other apartment except for one, this overlooked a parking lot. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I'm just making a friggin' video. I think the maintenance man is out here. He's gonna... So, yeah, I got to deal with that kind of stuff. But you can only enter in through here. This is not an exit. You got an exit on that side and on that side. So I get a huge patio. These are 2. This is what this is. 1 bedroom, 1 bedroom, and they both get a covered patio like I do. I'll have star jasmine here eventually. And that's it. There's the $5 tour. It's a work in progress. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna get back to smoking my pipe. I just wanted to check in with you, say hello. Again, my not posting content. My absence has had nothing to do with this move and everything to do with my sinuses, but I believe it's getting much better. So I hope you all are doing okay. I will talk to you later. Be well.